Just under the wire before they all break for whatever the rest of the summer vacation, right at the tail end of the summer session, Senate passes Democrats' Health and Climate Bill, shortened to the You Will Own Nothing and You Will Like It Act. Oh, sorry, I don't think that's the official name, but let's be honest. The Senate voted Sunday afternoon to pass the Democrats' sweeping health care and climate bill in a 51-50 vote, with Vice President Kamala Harris casting the tie-breaking vote. Exactly what you expected. Okay. Oh, look at all those moderates that are out there, right? Joe Manchin, Kirsten Sinema, where did they vote? Exactly along party lines, you goddamn simps. Fucking wake up to the programming, okay? It's not about you. It's never gonna be about you. It's about them. It's a big party. You ain't in it. It's been a long, tough, and winding road, but at last, we have arrived, said Senate Majority Chuck Schumer about his lunch. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Said Sunday. The Senate is making history. I'm confident the Inflation Reduction Act will endure as one of the defining legislative measures of the 21st century. Oh, fucking buddy, guess what? It will. Not for the reasons that you think it will. Just like how the New Deal, it's going to go ahead and it's going to get us out of the depression even faster. And then when historians and economists look back at it, it actually prolonged the depression and the subsequent fallout for an additional 8 years. Once again, the government is here to help. And by help, I mean just print more money to make the money machine go burr. The estimated $740 billion... Fuck. Oh boy, $740 billion. Oh my god, we'll go to the house now. No, it'll go to Ukraine eventually. $50 billion and you're still asking Xi to come help fucking build your shit back up. Christ almighty, did you ever think that Ukraine and propping them up wasn't a big fucking money laundering scheme? Jesus Christ. I was one of the motherfuckers to call it out first, okay? I seen every other one of those cunts that were out there say that, oh man, Putin's the bad guy and we really need to be against him. Who is the motherfucker who's always on point on that one? I won't let you forget that one. Senators engaged in a round-the-clock marathon of voting that began Saturday and stretched late into the Sunday afternoon. Democrats voted against some 36 Republican amendments designed to torpedo the legislation. The bill ran into trouble midday over objections to a new 15% corporate minimum tax, that private equity firms and other industries disliked, forcing last-minute changes. Okay, that's good because, fuck's sakes, okay, if you want to try to kill the economy even more, start fucking with corporate tax rates. This isn't me just simping for big corporations, but here's a nice little simple phrase for some smooth brains that could potentially be out there. I've never got a job from a poor person. There you go. Let that one sink in for a second. It will close tax loopholes and it will reduce the deficit. What? Schumer claimed it will help every citizen in this country and make America a better place by taxing people. Okay, cool. By disincentivizing them further, taking more of their money, making everything else more expensive at the same time. What the fuck are you doing about inflation? What is any of this going to do about inflation? Oh, nothing. It's all about raising taxes. But we called it the Inflation Reduction Act, so that means... Again, tell me more about how patriotic the Patriot Act was, too. Americans for Tax Reform, ATR, alright, a U.S. advocacy group, stated that the measure will increase taxes on thousands of mid-sized small businesses across the United States. John Karch, a spokesperson for ATR, wrote on Twitter, any business that has private equity in its capital structure is now considered a subsidiary that firm and thus subject to a 15% book tax. Oh, great, wonderful, fantastic. So again, there's going to be the mega corporations and then everybody else who works for those mega corporations. You see what the fuck is going on here? Looks an awful lot like fascism if you haven't, read through history, okay? You have the government, you have all of those big businesses who, they definitely work independently, right? Remember how, just cast your mind back a couple of years, okay, when the entire economy was completely shut down like that, and what happened out there? Okay, every mom and pop shop had to close down, okay, but what ended up staying open? Home Depot, Walmart, Amazon, Costco, all of the big corporations. Exactly. Wonderful, fantastic. John Thune of South Dakota, the second-ranking Republican, was working on an amendment that would strip the tax for certain sectors. He was trying to draw support from Kyrsten Sinema, who was about 3 boxes of wine deep at this point, and Joe Manchin was twiddling his fucking fat thumbs. Two holdouts that have bucked their party before. But yeah, no, exactly. Kyrsten Sinema is such a moderate, guys. No, you just want to fucking pork that for. Fuck off. Thune predicted several more hours of negotiation and debate. Hopefully, we will have a solution to land the plane. And then they're like, no, we're just going to bomb it. Allahu Akbar. Republicans said the measure would undermine the economy that policymakers are struggling to keep from plummeting into a recession. But hey, did you see the jobs report? It exceeded expectations this time around until all of this shit goes into effect. And it's like, nobody wants to work for middle-class companies. Oh, wow. And barely anybody wants to go to work for Amazon where you get $15 an hour and then you have to pay, I don't know, like half to 3/4 of that in order to get your gas into your tank so you can go to your job where you have to piss in a bottle in order to make your fucking time deadlines. Seems like a great future you guys are planning right here. They say the bill's business tax would hurt job creation and force prices skyward. No, you see, you guys don't get it. These Republicans, they're so fucking stupid, right? It's called the Inflation Reduction Act, okay? Prices aren't going to be going up because this is the Inflation Reduction Act, not the Inflation Increase Act. The fuck? Oh my god, these maggots, they're just so stupid. Making it harder for people to cope with the nation's worst inflation since the 1980s. Yeah, no, exactly. The last time that there was a fucking idiot in the White House. I'm referring to the late stages of the Jimmy Carter regime. Not Reagan, he was pretty cool. Democrats have already robbed American families once through inflation, and now their solution is to rob American families a second time. Senate Minority Leader Cocaine Mitch McConnell said on the floor, robbing American families? That's my job. Spending and tax increases in the legislation would eliminate jobs. Well, having and significant impairment. That's an awkward phrasing, but I know that's correct grammar. Impact on inflation and climate change, the Kentucky Republican leader said. Yeah, no shit. And again, Inflation Reduction Act. How does your climate change policies work into that? Again, it's just naming, man. This is the clickbait of multi-billion-dollar legislation. Fucking hilarious. Starting on Saturday night. Oh, sweet. The guys pulled an all-nighter. They should have killed off a couple of those old cunts in the Senate. They began a so-called votorama. Oh, wow. It's like a game show. See, guys, your representatives are just like you. That comes before the final passage of the Senate's budget reconciliation process. Democrats are using the process to pass the bill along party lines, so to avoid the 60-vote filibuster. And throughout the night, Vice President Harris served as the tiebreaker vote for Democrats on several amendments in the 50-50 Senate. Oh, great, wonderful. So that miserable bitch got to sit on her throne right at the front of the Senate. Oh boy, that place probably smelled like cheap perfume. Sorry, I got John Thune's name stuck in my head. Cheap perfume and Friskies all night. How adorable. Might as well read through the rest of this article. I was going to transition over to my other subject to this video, but I think this is pretty important to just drill home the fact that Joe Manchin is a fucking retard. The bill came to the floor about a week after Manchin announced he had come to an agreement with Schumer in the belief that the attempt to boost Democrats and Biden's chances during the 2022 midterms amid months of negative polling. Exactly. I don't know how this is really going to pump anybody up. Oh, they passed the Inflation Reduction Act. Well, that's good. I don't like inflation. Maybe you'll get some idiotic housewives out there to fucking side with you who are already going to vote Democrat to begin with, but anybody who does a cursory amount of investigation into this is going to realize that, wow, this is really bad. This isn't any fucking good at all. Biden's original climate and social measures collapsed after, Manchin opposed it, saying it was too costly and would fuel inflation. But now he's changed his tune. Even though we know that taxes are going to be going up across the board and a bunch of small to medium-sized businesses are going to get hit with taxes on top of that, meaning that there's going to be few jobs or even just some jobs being scratched out in order to compensate for those new taxes that are in place. So again, you won't immediately see the impact of this, but just give it a few months after this gets signed into law, and then you're going to start seeing your impact in probably early 2023. This is a bomb that's definitely on a timer. The Inflation Reduction Act is the product of years of bipartisan conversations about the most impactful ways to produce more energy domestically, but not drilling or anything like that. No, not tapping into any of the natural resources that you have on home soil. No. Oh, okay, cool. Bring down energy and healthcare costs and pay down our debt. The IRA achieves this without raising taxes. Manchin wrote on Twitter, Manchin, you're supposed to represent West Virginia. What does West Virginia produce? Coal and drilling opportunities. Okay, what does the IRA address? Nothing to do with what your constituents care about. You're a fucking mongoloid. Around the same time, the West Virginia Democrat said he would vote down GOP amendments. Good for you. Despite this, my Republican friends have made it clear they're not completely unwilling to support the bill under any condition. None of the amendments would change that, Manchin said. For this reason, I'll vote to protect the integrity of the IRA, regardless of the substance of their fake amendments. I hear anybody calling for, Joe Manchin's such a level-headed individual. He just voted for one of the worst bills that has ever been crafted, and something that will make sure that this recession gets cemented and will carry on for fucking years at this point. Fuck you, Joe Manchin. Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh, somebody would just die already. It should be but left-wing Senator Bernie Sanders, I'm an independent, offered amendments to further expand the legislation's healthcare benefits. And those efforts were defeated. Thank fuck. Somebody did something good. Most votes were forced by Republicans, and many were designed to make Democrats look soft on U.S.-Mexico border policies and gasoline and energy costs, like bullies for wanting to strengthen IRS tax law enforcement. Oh yeah, right, there's supposed to be like a new wave of IRS employees that's a part of the Inflation Reduction Act. Again, it does nothing to address any of that shit, okay? Late Saturday, Sanders said the measure won't reduce inflation. Oh fuck. And also said it doesn't go far enough with climate-related measures. Okay, so with one hand he makes a based statement, and then with the other, oh, here comes socialism. Again, that's why you can't trust a commie, unless you're betting on if he'll cry after he's pushed out of Pinochet's helicopter. I want to take a moment to say a few words about the so-called Inflation Reduction Act that we are debating this evening, Sanders said from the Senate floor. And I say so-called, by the way, because according to this Congressional Budget Office and other economic organizations that study this bill, it will, in fact, have a minimal impact on inflation. Why didn't anybody listen to the crazy guy? Anyways, Sanders added, at the time, when the drug companies are enjoying huge profits thanks to those measures and, those forced jabs that you were all too willing to side behind. Again, hey, don't listen to what I say, watch what I do, okay? Actually, don't do any of that. Just watch for the hands and for the fucking bald spot, okay? And again, the bread lines are good. That means people want food. Now, the pharmaceutical industry will still be allowed to charge the American people by far the highest prices in the world for prescription drugs. Just don't mention the one president who actually did something to make drugs more affordable, but he's mean and bad and an orange man. But there's one thing. There's one bill that I don't know if they voted on or not, and neither is the guy who put it forward. He can't mention any of that stuff too, because again, he's trying to talk to one person, but you don't know exactly which way he's looking, okay? He's got eyes like a jackrabbit and also the brain of one. Democrats introduced bill to cap Supreme Court term limits at 18 years. I really wish they would. But again, it shouldn't just be for the Supreme Court. It should be for every one of you motherfuckers, okay? And the fact that they're just pointing out the Supreme Court because that's the only branch of the government that they don't have direct control and influence over, that's a little bit alarming, okay? Totalitarianism is what we used to call it back in the day. Led by Senator Cory Spartacus Booker, Senate Democrats introduced a bill on August 2nd to limit the tenure of Supreme Court justices who currently serve for life to 18 years. I'm not opposed to that, okay? That's actually maybe a little bit longer than what I'd like, but not too terribly. We could parse out the particulars, but again, why don't you take a look at one of those amendments or one of those bills that Ted Cruz and Rand Paul have been talking about for term limits on everybody. But again, no, I like my job in the Senate. Fuck you, Cory Booker. The proposed legislation comes as Democrats fume over recent decisions by the court that return the regulation of abortion to states. No, Roe v. Wade is over, and now we're just all gonna get spontaneously pregnant and need to carry these kids to term, and oh my god. And you fucking cunts are just busting it wide open on the fucking weekends to begin with, so what are you complaining about now? Expanded gun rights. Where? Get expanded by the Supreme Court by reversing one decision in New York, and then moments later new legislation comes in that fucking hammers it and puts something even worse into place. So again, it's just temporarily fine. Oh yeah, and then red flag laws get passed by the House. Oh, okay, cool. So again, expanded gun rights for a second. And curbed the government's environmental regulatory powers. That's one thing that's actually stand so far. But again, we could look into the details of the, Methuselaic length of the fucking IRA that's out there. It's a multi-thousand page document that everybody got a chance to read and look through and then just pass just because, hey, numbers are good and inflation reduction, right? Anyways, the legislation has a little chance of passing. The polarized 50-50 Senate and congressional elections are just 3 months away, so it's unlikely, but it's likely to resurface next Congress. The proposed Supreme Court Tenure Establishment and Retirement Modernization Act is co-sponsored by Sheldon fucking, all White House, right? Wasn't he the motherfucker who goes to that very Caucasian country club up there in Rhode Island? Ain't you the one? Anyways, Dick Sucker Blumenthal, Brian shats his pants, and, oh my god, the dumbest human being alive. And there's a lot of competition, even just in the House, okay? Maisie, just die already, Hirono. You should have death past the term limit on her. The Supreme Court is facing a crisis of legitimacy. Why? They did things you don't like, therefore it's illegitimate. Okay, cool. I see where you're coming from. Again, all of these emotional arguments just are retarded. The crisis is a result of radical rulings that discard years of legal precedent and are at odds with the views of the American people. Don't poll the American people, okay? Listen to what we say, not what those plebs say, okay? We just care about them every 2, 4, 6 years, okay? We don't care about anything that they actually have to say, okay? They don't like it. They don't like it. Don't ask any of the women, don't ask any of the men, okay? Realize that abortion is a niche issue that only certain recently indoctrinated weirdos care about, okay? Don't contemplate that idea. No, totally out of it. It's out of the question. Ethical lapses. Oh, right. Oh, because Clarence Thomas' wife has a phone? Oh, okay, cool. And the politicization of the Supreme Court confirmation process by Senate Republicans intent on using raw political power to transform the court. Oh, fucking really, my dudes? Oh, really? Who's the first party to make a big stink of this? You might think Kavanaugh. No. You might think Merrick Garland. No. Clarence Thomas's hearings, his confirmation hearings. I think that was even before I was alive, or I was very, very young at the time, okay? And who was leading that effort? Oh, listen to Anita Hill. Oh my god, Clarence Thomas is a bad man and he can't serve on the Supreme Court because he theoretically seen a hair on a Diet Coke can and he made a crude joke about it. He can't be a justice. Man, Spartacus, you should crack open a fucking history book, you dumbass. The American people have lost confidence in our nation's highest court and in turn, our democracy. Fuck off with that term. Our democracy. Once again, things I don't like are illegitimate, therefore we need to change the entire system. It's like if you're playing baseball and you strike out on 3 consecutive pitches, but then you just piss and moan and whine and complain and stomp your feet. And it should be 5 strikes because I feel like I'd have a better chance of hitting. No, learn the fucking rules of the game and play within them, fucker. Fundamental changes are urgently needed to restore trust in the institution. I agree. Now do everybody else. Setting term limits would create predictability. Sorry, what? Is it? Don't we have predictability right now, and that's what you're railing against? And lower the stakes of future confirmation proceedings, depoliticizing the court. You fuckers did it first. Although conservatives have welcomed the Supreme Court's right-wing turn, a Gallup poll released last month reported the Americans' confidence in the Supreme Court has hit an all-time low of 25%, down 11 points since 2021. And I've taken a look at that poll, okay? And it's actually a lot worse than that. And the Supreme Court is still the most trusted institution, which is fine at 25%. You shouldn't be trusting these motherfuckers. You should be skeptical of every fucking move they make, and especially everybody that's in that picture. Actually, I have no opinion on Fumio Kishida, the Prime Minister of Japan, okay? But I see that little cuck in the fucking background there. If there was any a time for a spontaneous forest fire, ooh, just saying, a boy can dream. Americans' confidence in major U.S. institutions, including the government and the media, is in a state of collapse. What? No, not the media too. Tell me more shocking things, please. Falling to an average of just 27% across all categories. Huh. According to the latest national poll released by Gallup, only the military and small businesses still enjoy the confidence of the majority of Americans. And again, small businesses on the verge of being crushed, and the military being gutted by stupid jab mandates. Although public belief in institutions has been weak for the past 15 years, the 27% average in all categories is the lowest recorded by Gallup. The company began measuring confidence in institutions in 1973 and has done so each year since 1993. The survey figures come after Gallup delivered sobering news on June 22nd. The company said confidence in the overall direction of the country fell to 13% that month. Fuck, down 3 percentage points from May and down from 9 points since March, and the current figure was 24%. I'm going to get to the actual numbers because that's hilarious. Gallup also reported, Biden's approval rating at 30% on July 9th. It's probably, and this is Gallup, okay? You take a look at other polls, it could be as high as 50% thanks to the Hill or some dumb shit like that. Or it could be, I don't know, subterranean at this point. Nobody likes Joe, okay? Somebody should let him know, and then let him know again 5 minutes later. Only 2 states, the Democratic strongholds of Vermont and Hawaii. Why Vermont? You used to be so cool. Are the president's supporters are numerous or more numerous than his detractors. Vermont and Hawaii combined, what is that? 10 electoral votes at best. It could be much lower than that. Actually, it's probably sub 10. I think Vermont's 4 and Hawaii's 2, maybe. Don't quote me on that. I'm just going off the top of my head. The civics poll showed, no, Hawaii, by virtue of that would be more. I think Hawaii would be 4 and Vermont's probably 4, maybe 6 at best. Gallup also reported on June 29th that although 96% of U.S. adults express pride in varying degrees about being American, a record low of 38% considered themselves extremely proud to be an American. The lowest figure of the description since the company began tracking the issue in 2001. Fuck. Another 27% of Americans said that they were very proud. Okay, while 22% they were moderately proud. 9% described themselves as only a little proud. 4% said that they were not at all proud to be American. Well, you can fucking leave if you like, and I'll take your spot. Don't worry about it. In a new Gallup survey, Americans expressed less confidence in institutions than they did a year ago. Significant declines in 11 of the 16 categories examined, and no improvements for any of the institutions. The biggest drop came from the presidency as an institution. Oops. As opposed to the job performance of the current president and the Supreme Court. Confidence in the presidency is now at 23%, which is 15 percentage points lower than that of 2021. Wow, that sucks. The Supreme Court came in at 25%. All right, still beating out Joe. Down 11% since 2021 for, reasons, I guess. Confidence in Congress came in at 7%. Not down from 7%, not down 7%, just 7%. 7% of people give a fuck about what Congress has to do. And again, you wonder why I mock them whenever they say, oh, our constituents, our Americans, our democracy. No, it's just you guys up there on that fucking gilded hill. Okay, screaming down from the ivory tower how much you care about Americans. Nobody likes you. I like it that way. Fuck off. Down from 12% a year ago. The figures from the presidency, Congress, and the Supreme Court were record Gallup lows. 5 other institutions' ratings plunged to record lows. Ooh! Church and organized religion weighed in at 31%. Yeah, no, you guys all cucked out all of those mandates. What happened to the fighting spirit of the Christians that were out there that would stand by their faith while they were getting devoured by lions? Now it was because, I guess the government said we need to go home because we can't stay at 30% capacity. We thought that they would just stop there, but no, now we're just going to do service by Zoom conference. Everybody will be fine with that, I guess. Fucking losers. Down from 37%. I want a specific Islam one because they tell them to go kick rocks and they're like, we're just going to go ahead and pray our 4 times a day towards Mecca and you can get fucked, okay? You tell us to kick rocks? Well, we collect those rocks and we'll be throwing them right back at you. Newspapers scored at 16%. That would have to be a wider category because I don't even know anybody who buys a newspaper at this point. falling from 21%. Oh, the criminal justice system got 14% after a rating of 20%. Big business came in at 14%, falling from 18%, and police garnered 45% after 51% from a year ago. Yeah, no, exactly. Enforcing all of those stupid mandates probably had a thing to do with dropping that. Large technology company weighed in at 26%, down from 29%. Who fucking trusts anybody in big tech at this point, okay? My primary business model is on YouTube, okay? I like Rumble, but nobody watches Rumble. Sorry about that. It's very weird that's over there. Things are hit and miss. I can't figure out what would be popular on Rumble, okay? I do certain inflammatory government topics. Some of them get traction, okay? I do anything that's not completely 100% political. It fucking dies on the vine over there. I can't fucking figure it out. But I don't think that would be categorized as big tech, okay? You're talking Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, okay? The entire metasphere, Google, and their conglomerated mongrel group of institutions. All technology companies will be destroyed. Why would you put your trust in any of them? I trust YouTube will work, but that's about it. Me having my opinions kept up, no. I wake up every day and I'm thankful that this channel hasn't been deleted yet. All businesses in the military still enjoyed confidence of the majority of Americans despite slipping support. Small businesses came in at 68%, down from 70%. Military 64%, down from 69%. Nice. Confidence in the medical system was at 38%, down from 44%. That's exactly where it should be. Okay, public schools 28%, down from 32%. That's still just way too fucking high. Banks 27 from 33, and labor or organized labor at 28%. Yeah, they're paid to do that. Confidence in television news was down to 11%. Holy. What was that? Newspapers was at 16%. Okay, so the written word is a little bit more reliable than the spoken word. Oh, buddy. That's why I do both. That's why I interject my opinions and my thoughts and my additional sources on top of all of the stuff that I read, which is all provided. Let's see if I can do this right. Yeah, buddy, got it right. Yay. That's why I provide you with all the source material, and then also link back or tell you to go watch something else if I had another take on something else as well, or just reiterate it a bit, because I'm trying to be trustworthy, because I also see these numbers, okay, and I would like for more people to be able to just listen to something and know it's true and take it at face value, but we don't live in them times, okay? We live in the times where the government passes things like the Inflation Reduction Act, and they tell you that, no, don't worry, everything is going to be fine, but then 6 to 8 months from now, it's like, oh, the economy's collapsing. I don't know. You guys want to pass another economy stimulus act? That'll help, because it says it's going to stimulate the economy. Fuck everybody out there. Man, these motherfuckers, they're just evil, for being completely honest, and that's why nobody fucking believes anything that comes out of the mouths or written down by any of these slimy fucks that are out there, and it should stay that way. Even if it is the people that you like who are in charge, always be skeptical. Listen, but verify. With all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.